guys, what's up? My name is Min. I'm the producer on Maestros. Unfortunately, our director Brian couldn't make it tonight, but I am here instead. So, Maestros is an online multiplayer RTS, real-time strategy game, set in a humorous fantasy world where you control an army of creatures that can change job. That means that they can change from one unit to another, and then from that unit back to the base unit, and then to another unit. Right? So just like any real-time strategy game, you get to play as, you get to choose your faction that you want to play as. In our game, we have two factions, right, for now. The Tinkers from the Kingdom of Teutonia, they're kind of like these diesel steel Prussian kind of like mechanics that come up with these crazy contraptions like this little cute doughboy, and they produce robots, these clumsy robots, to help them fight against the alchemists from Genome City. The Genome City alchemists are very gaudy, very, very clean, very pristine, and the creatures that they make are these beautiful but twisted like chimeras, like this little random here that you see. So in this game, the game is set in the Isles of Tension, mysterious floating islands in the sky. You can kind of, from our perspective, you can kind of think of it like a rainforest on steroids. You have these crazy like roots that are holding out like pieces of rock where your battles are going to take place. But at the same time, there are natives there that have constructed these monuments and things to kind of worship the rare arcanium that flows through the islands. Now, arcanium in this world is the precious material that you the faction are fighting over. And arcanium brings a lot of things to life. It's very precious, but at the same time very mysterious. The powers are quite immense. So when the game starts, you go and you can see these creeps and you kill them, and that's how you produce base units. And also scattered across the map are these transform stations. It's at these transform stations where things get really interesting. So you have a bunch of doughboys or a bunch of rambands. You go to a transform station, and then you can create bigger and better creatures. So maybe one doughboy can turn into a conductor, which is quite literally a Tesla coil on wheels, or you can turn into this crowd control unit called a boiler, which throws blobs of oil that slows down your opponent, and then he can light that oil on fire, causing aerial effect. Or you guys can put 4 doughboys in to that transform station and create this juggernaut, this heavy, tanky melee called a splitter. And to really convey, what the kind of gameplay that we're aiming for, our design team is sticking to these 4 design pillars. We want things to be mobile. You might have, I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but I never mentioned any tangible resource that you will be gathering. That's because in this RTS there is no tangible resource. You create new units by killing new units. So we want everything to be mobile. And there's also no structures. Your commander is your mobile member. We want punchy combat. We want your fights between our players to be really awesome and just exciting to watch. We want instant engagement. Again, that kind of plays off mobility. You don't want the 5-minute setup time to gather your resources to build up an army. We want, as soon as the game starts, you should be on your way to kill these creeps so they can go to the game. And we want things to be accessible. The RTS genre is one that's kind of hard to break into, especially for new gamers. So we want our game to be very, very easy to pick up. But that doesn't mean that there's a small learning curve, but the skill ceiling is very high. So there's still enough intricacy that RTS fans can reach. So now, with all the gameplay described, I kind of want to go into the art style that we're aiming for. Our art director likes to put it as illustrated realism. We're still using very modern art pipelines where it has to be. Our models have diffuse maps, specular maps, normal maps, so on and so forth. But the diffuse maps should be game-based. When you look at the game, it should almost look like a tabletop war game, and it's just like brought to life right in front of you. But at the same time, we want to convey a sense of realism. So the metal should look like metal, the wood should look like wood, and so on and so forth. Could you go back to the last one? So if you guys saw at the beginning, our Titonium commander, this is him model, and then our little clunky doughboy, that's him right there. And this is our oiler. The VFX is temporary, but we just brought on a VFX artist who's working on our finalized version. And this is one of the creeps. He's one of the smaller minor creeps, melee. Not much to say. That was the concept art, and our 3D artist, turned it into that. And this is our newest commander for the Titonians. Her name is Rosie the Revolver, unlike Rosie the Riveter. But currently being concepted, not totally done. Hopefully we'll get a 3D model on this. And this is our fourth transform unit, Titonium unit called the Skybreaker, and this is him model. And for 3D artists who are more into props or environment, this is the kind of environment that we're aiming for. This is a art testing that about 3 artists collaborators. So whatever you are creating, you will see it because we want, again, our map is a rainforest on steroids, so there's a lot of crazy things going on there. And we're developing this in the Unreal Engine, and really the bread and butter of this project is our team. Our team is really professional. We have a lot of experience. Our lead, team lead and lead engineer, he's currently interning at Riot, but he also has worked at Microsoft. Brian Choi, he's working with a couple of Zynga alumni, and he started called TapZen. James, our lead designer, has worked with Industrial Light and Magic. But all across the board, we have a lot of real world experience. But do not be intimidated by our size because we are still looking for artists. So right. All right. And really, what we're recruiting for are UI artists. We're on high priority for that. 3D character artists, 3D environmental artists, riggers, and animators. To touch on it a bit more, this is on the RTS, so we are aiming for very high quality models and very high quality assets. So it's not so much on the quantity. So we'll be working with you. One asset might take about a month and a half to create because there's going to be a lot of back and forth between you and not just the art team, but the entire team. The design business, the engineers, we're just like, oh, is this possible? Yes. And you can go with it. If it's not, well, let's be a little bit more creative. And then obviously, it's a very fun team to work with. So if you have any questions, you can come talk to me afterwards. But if you want to apply, please contact our director, Brian Choi, at b.choi117@gmail.com. Right? And that is the Maestros. We actually started over the summer. So because of that, we're kind of, we're making our progress. If we started, 2 months ago, you wouldn't be seeing what you're seeing right now. And you might have also noticed that we're only working on the Titonium units right now because for the demo day in December, we just want one very, very polished army, one single army. And then next semester, that's when we're going to start doing the outfits. So if the robots are kind of intimidating for you, then we have something for you going on next semester. Yes.
I have a question. As an animator, are you also thinking of making cutscenes, or is it more about the gameplay?
We want a trailer, so that will be the cutscene, but mainly it's for the game. Any other questions? All right. Thank you, guys.